Wisecrack Nation, YouTube community, and aliens from across the stars. This is your boy Navi here, coming at you with a new review and recap of the Orville. So far, we're on Season 2, Episode number 7, titled Deflectors. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to go into space and see what we can find and get into along with the crew of the Orville. So come with me on a perilous journey and get ready to go where no man has gone before. Well, it seems this episode of the Orville is gonna be pretty intriguing as we see Kelly and her current boyfriend Cassius having a date in the simulator, in which they break out in an argument and eventually Kelly dumps him because she feels that they want two different things. What is with women and not knowing what they want out of a relationship truly? I mean, is it the same all over the galaxy? Just think of how many women get into a relationship with a guy or another woman not knowing what they want. And what gets even weirder is when they're approaching Moclan and they meet the Moclan engineer who's supposed to, I guess, upgrade or fix the ship. And it comes to be Boris's ex-boyfriend. It seems that no matter where you go in the universe, relationships are always going to be the same. It seems that with Boris's ex-boyfriend Lokar being the engineer to upgrade the ship, that Boris has become a little more temperamental than usual. And now that Clyden knows, that makes things only worse because Clyden has started questioning Boris when they're alone or not, or if they've been talking to each other. And if there's one thing that's worse than being on a ship in space, is being on a ship in space with your current husband and your ex-lover. And since Boris decided not to have any engagement with Lokar, I guess decides to go visit Boris at his home, which is the worst thing an ex can do to their ex. No matter how you look at it, things get more surprising as Lieutenant Talla gets an unsuspecting visitor in her room in the form of Lokar, who tells her that he has a crush on her. But what's weird is the Moclans, or Lokar's race, only like men. I guess even different species and races like crossbreeding or interspecies relationships. And to add more wood to the fire, it seems that Cassius is not going to give up on Lieutenant Commander Kelly as he sends her a cookie bouquet and sends her messages saying that he still loves her and wants to be with her. And after seeing Ed and Kelly together, it seems that Kiali has an epiphany about some beings being alone in space due to the fact that they're not accepted even on their own home planets. So after having a private rendezvous with Lokar, Lieutenant Kiali and Lokar share an intimate kiss, in which afterwards, leaving Lokar in the simulator alone, Clyden approaches and tells Lokar he knows what he is. After dealing with the issue with Lieutenant Commander Kelly, Talla returns to the simulator to only find that Lokar is gone. And after replaying the simulator, she sees him being shot by a distorted image. It's at this point the crew of the Orville gathered together in the meeting room to start an investigation for Talla to report that Lokar was very interested in her romantically. It seems that Boris and one of the Moclan representatives refused to believe it, but whether they refused to believe the truth or not was unprecedented because Lieutenant Kiali asked to be placed in charge of the investigation to see who murdered Lokar. And it seems that Bortus is a little more upset at the fact that Lokar had feelings for Lieutenant Kiali, and she reciprocated it to the point he blamed her for his death. And what makes things more interesting is in the simulator, Isaac and Lieutenant Lamar repair the simulator and unblur the distorted vision to see that it was Clyden that had shot Lokar. And it's for that reason he's placed in prison. And with his checkered past, no one believes that he's innocent. But the discussion between Lieutenant Kiali and Isaac and Bortus, as well as Gordon, come to show that the security of the simulator was too easily repaired, and it was too obvious to show that Clyden was the main suspect. At which point again, Talla went to go speak to Bortus and present him with the truth, which he already knew because they were former lovers, in which Bortus gave Talla a very interesting clue to find out that if Lokar had been found out on his home planet of Moclan, that if anyone had found out about him being attracted to a woman, not only would he receive the shame, but his family as well. Seems that Talla had realized how Lokar and Bortus both described Moclan's tour, made her realize that Lokar was more than likely faking his own death as opposed to Clyden killing him, in which case she was given permission to gather a search party in order to find Lokar upon the ship. Due to the fact he was a very intelligent engineer, and he could have easily made the simulation of Clyden shooting him. And a while after searching for Lokar, Talla had found him aboard an escape pod, in which she knew she had to turn him in, even though it meant probably executing him, because he would have to be sent back to Moclan. And what made things even worse for Talla is the fact that when Clyden came to confront her and thank him for getting him set free, she told him the best way to thank him was to stay out of her way because his prejudice had gotten someone more than likely killed. And on another note, Lieutenant Commander Kelly and Cassius had finally spoken, in which Cassius has finally accepted their breakup and had requests to be moved to another ship. It seems that love and relationships on the Orville aren't what you would expect them to be. It's very tricky and very weird. What makes it even more interesting, the only working relationship on board is Dr. Finn and Isaac, and that's a human and a machine. It seems that no matter where you go, even if it is in space, some relationships are more difficult than others. Because one, they may not be accepted, or two, they may be looked down upon and frowned upon. And this episode of the Orville is proof of that. Well, for this episode, it seems that love was in the air, but was quickly diminished due to bigotry, stupidity, jealousy. Any way you look at it, it was just frowned upon. And what makes it even worse, two people that were compatible were considered incompatible just by one person. And for that reason, it's pretty sad to make you realize it's just like that as in today. Just because a person is a different color, different creed, different sex, and they're looked at differently because they were a person that doesn't match them, that's more wrong than anything else. The fact that you have to hide who you are and be false about how you feel, that's not a good thing. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there who know what I'm talking about. And if you do feel that way, don't just sit back and not say anything. Let others know how you feel. If they don't accept you, oh well, screw them. Do what you want to do. In the end, you have to make yourself happy and live how you want to live. I find that's the best way to enjoy your life. Well, Wisecrack Nation, YouTube community, and aliens from across the stars, this is my review and recap of the Orville. I hope that you enjoyed it and return back next week for the next episode. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. So do me a favor, leave a like, comment, share, or subscribe. And you know what? My friends at the 450 Legion Gaming page want you to come and visit them as well. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description down below. As usual, people, be wise, crack hard, and please don't let an episode like this put you off of relationships. Take your time and love the people in your life. Peace, people.